This is the Revere 8 Model 50, a regular 8mm camera that was built around 1953 for a price of around $49. This side of the camera is very interesting because it has a lot of things to look at. Its name, Revere 8 Model 50, and here it has the aperture settings, or the f-stops, and the open and close knob for the door. And here are the speed settings for black and white, ASA 40, and for color, ASA 10. And it has suggestions for bright sun, weak, hazy sun, open shade, and deep shade. So you just set the lens opening and then you're ready to shoot. This is the lens. Well, not really. It looks like a lens. In fact, you have to go way down there to find anything close to a lens, and I'm not hitting it yet, trust me. So the lens itself is about right here, and if you open the camera, you'll see that it's right in this location next to the film gate, where it should be. Let's open it and take a look. This is the aperture hole. This is where the film goes by the lens that runs in this direction. This is the pressure plate that holds the film tight against the aperture. This is where the lens is. And if you measure it from the film plane, you'll see that it's 13 millimeters. And 13 millimeters is the standard size lens for 8mm cameras, or thereabouts. Let's take a closer look at the lens on this camera. If you look really close, you can see that it's 12.7 millimeters, almost 13. This is the reel that comes with the camera. The reel that you purchase will be put here. The film will come off here, down here, and onto this reel. And you film 25 feet of film, which takes about 2 minutes or less. And then everything stops because you've run out of film and this one is filled up. But look what it says. Film when on this spool is only half exposed. If you recall from the other reviews, you're shooting 16mm film, 1/2 of the film at a time, 1/2 of the reel at a time. So then you take this reel out, flip it over, put it here. The empty reel from here goes here. You film the other side of the film, the other half, and fill it up, and now both halves have been exposed and you're ready to process it. And of course, when that happens, this one is empty again. A little bit stiff. Wow. Okay. Front end, viewfinder. I want to say lens, but there's really no lens there. It's just empty. And the lens is way back in there. Let's look at the other side. This is the film speed mechanism. For normal shooting, 16 frames per second. For slow motion, 64 frames per second. At 64 frames per second, everything moves at 1/4 the normal speed. This is the fuel gauge that tells you how many feet you've shot and how many feet of film you have remaining. To run this camera, all you do is use the normal procedure of turning the crank, this knob, a lot. And this one's getting harder and harder to turn, but I'll bet this camera still works like a charm.
We have 3 methods of filming with this camera. If you push the lever down just part way, the camera films as long as the lever is held in this position. If you press the lever all the way down, it locks in that position and gives you time to run around to the front of the camera and be in the movie. And here is the interesting part. If you press the lever in an upward direction, it takes a single snapshot on 1 frame of film. This camera is all metal and you can feel it when you hold it. It's quite heavy. I think it was built to last 100 years, and it's about 3/4 of the way there now. Okay, so that's the Revere 8 Model 50. Not terribly expensive, just the kind of thing people wanted to use. The advertisement explains to you very clearly how happy you would be with this camera. Your family will be overjoyed, and you can record live images of them forever. This camera is also available on the used market today. This one is in fair condition. So if you want a little antique, or if you want something to put on your bookshelf to impress your friends, it'll cost you $5 or $6.